Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Write or Die Show. I'm your host, Randi-lee. On the show, we interview other writers and we talk about mental health from their personal journeys. If you have not already hit that like and subscribe button, go ahead, do that now so that you never miss an episode. So today with us, we have Scottlin. Hello.
Hi, Randy.
Welcome back, I should say.
Thank you.
So I don't know what episode number she was on because my good computer's in the shop, guys. It's a very sad day. But it was about 10 months ago that her episode was posted. So you can scroll on back in the videos and check that out. But we're going to keep chatting today. So for those who didn't get a chance to see your first episode, tell us a little bit about who you are.
Sure. So I am a coach and teacher for social entrepreneurs. That's my primary role, which is teaching people how to make a difference and make a profit. So that's my number one. All through COVID, I was also working a lot in my other field of expertise, which was around emotional wellness, which was really good and led to writing of the book I shared with you last time, which was Live for Joy. Um, so yeah, that's me. And if you want like history in a nutshell, I can do that too.
Yeah, because that's more about who you are. That's what you
Who you
do, but
are.
like
That's what I
who?
do. Who am I? That's the big question.
It's the
No, right.
hardest one, right?
Yes. So I came from extremely conservative, kind of right-wing religious cult-like background. Was homeschooled till I was almost 16. Um, that was a really extremely sheltered environment where, no TV, no movies, no fiction, nothing. So it was a really interesting kind of launch into the world. I got a slow launch, which was lucky. I ended up in some conservative high school and colleges, which kind of helped me transition. But it was a really unusual grow up American kind of story. After I got married while I was in college, because that's what you do in those situations, in those
Oh,
environments, get married really young. And that lasted for a while, but eventually ended in divorce. There was just so many complications. I was so unprepared for the world. I was so ignorant and gullible. And that was really hard, because you feel embarrassed, you feel humiliated when people take advantage of you and
yeah.
you don't catch on. And, it's just really challenging. And it was a really, really rough experience for me. And really, I started doubting kind of like everything I grew up around because I had quote unquote kept all the rules, done everything right. And then my world was falling apart, which I'm sure people can relate to sometimes.
Yeah.
Um, so the short version is from there through several hoops, one of which was getting out of my severe depression. I was really depressed for probably mm, at least a year and a half, literally. Like sit on the sit on the floor and cry, and then watch TV to make you stop crying, and then cry again. That kind of depression that just never goes
Yeah.
away.
I like I like to make blanket forts when I'm depressed and eat tubs of ice cream.
That's amazing. Yeah. Oh, blanket fort's a rock. I'm
Oh, blanket
like,
forts are so awesome. It's the cleaning them up after that I'm not a fan
yeah,
of,
it's like, oh God, I have to fold all this and now put it away.
right?
Um,
Yeah, that part wasn't
so
so fun.
not so fun. But one of the things that really helped me escape that was some advice a mentor had given me in the past, which was, if you're really at the bottom and you don't know where to go, really focus on helping someone else, helping other people. And often that will really help jumpstart it gets your focus off of you
Hmm.
and it makes you understand your value again, that you actually have value, that you're actually creating change, which is now like
Yeah.
everything I do is about that. So I got involved in Amnesty International and several other organizations where I could really contribute, and you really get perspective quickly, like when you see what's
Right?
going on in the world, and you're like, okay, yes, but I have a roof over my head. Oh yes, but I still have food. I'm still healthy. Oh my goodness, I need
Yeah.
to just
The
really
things
kind of
we take for granted,
yes, right.
right? That
Um,
that advice is awesome. When you said that, I just had like a little flashback to when my cat is just get comfortable. So
we love the cat. We're good.
he's very sweet. He is actually the star of my next kids book. I have to draw the
Awesome.
pictures still. Yeah, it's
Oh
it's
my
gonna be
gosh.
great.
Oh,
Don't
that's
know
gonna
what
be
it's gonna
fun.
be called yet. Maybe Neo finds a home because his name is Neo. He has three legs.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. It'll be a
oh
great
my
story when it comes
gosh,
out,
such a
everybody.
great story.
Um, so oh yeah. So when I way back when I was working in social services, a bunch of us had to go for our assist training. So that's like a suicide prevention
Hmm.
training. And one of the things that they said in the training was when you're talking to the person, because first off, talking about suicide does not force somebody to commit suicide or to die by suicide. So I
Right.
just want to throw that out there right now.
It's
Um,
not a dirty word. It's a word that can be talked about. It's better if you
exactly.
do.
Yes. So one of the things that they said was as you're talking to them, make them realize that they have purpose, like you were saying, by mentioning somebody or something that they need to do. So it could be, oh, I have kids, so I can't go because I need to take care of my kids. It can be, I have a cat. Who's going to take care of my cat? Will he end up in the pound? Right. And
Mhm.
just that one small thing in that one moment, he's tugging on my headphones is the problem. So just that that one small thing in that moment can make a world of difference. It can make the person stop and go, huh, maybe I shouldn't do this right now. It's not going to solve the problem, but it's going
No,
to
but maybe not today.
it'll get them over that initial moment that they're about to do it. And that's something that you can't take back.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, that's such good advice. And most of us have a baby like somebody, either a fur baby, a niece, a nephew, if not a child, a spouse,
Exactly.
someone, a grandma, a mom,
A
anybody,
coworker, even,
anyone, yeah, someone else who's like can rely on you. And if you feel like you don't somehow have any of that, I was fortunate at my darkest hour. I had my best friend who was my old yellow Labrador, and he was just my big
Oh,
teddy bear, and
yeah.
we would just cuddle and cry. Um,
Animals are great for cuddling and
they're the
crying.
best. Um, so, obviously I really was, cared about him. But also if you feel like you're short even in that department, because some people are like, no one cares about me and I don't care about anyone. Like I really don't care.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, do it as a social experiment.
Oh, there you
Go
go.
find a way to contribute. Like right now, like today,
Yeah.
pick up the phone, get online, see what you can do from your local soup kitchen or a local group, or what is anything that you
Animal
care about.
shelter.
Animal shelter, absolutely the best. What is anything in the world that you care about that you would like to share while you are here? And go do that for a little while, even if it's a couple weeks or whatever, and just give yourself that chance to realize your value, not only your value, but the joy of giving back.
Yeah.
So for me, the best therapy is just knowing you're making a difference, and I get energy from it. I get
Yeah.
energy from knowing that I help
Heck,
other
start
people
a
or an
YouTube
animal.
podcast,
Anything.
right?
Seriously. Yes,
That
seriously.
this really helps me because
Yes.
it gives me something to look forward to, right? Because I always
Hmm.
record on Wednesday mornings.
Hmm.
And then I get to meet all sorts of different people. And when people comment on the videos, I so far, knock on wood, I've been very lucky. Every comment has been nice. It's,
Amazing.
this is such a good topic. I'm so glad that you're talking about it. So it's like, wow, I'm making a difference. I don't even have to leave my house.
Absolutely. No, that's brilliant. Absolutely true. And I think, and I've had a podcast, different titles, but for over 3 years, and I've had a few of the really nasty comments, but they were more personal, not really the content. You can't really argue with things
Mm,
like joy and helping people. It's really hard, but I mean you could, but um and I remember the first time that happened, and I was just, I mean, it really got me down
yeah.
for like, I cried like for a week. It sounds crazy. It wasn't like I couldn't do anything for a week, but I just felt really crappy.
Yep.
And finally, one of my friends said, you realize that you're making an impact when you start getting negative comments too.
Oh, there you go.
I
But
was
they
like,
are hard to
okay.
hear or read.
They're hard to hear, but I'm like, okay, it's a numbers game. It's like sales or anything else. So if
Yes.
I've earned the privilege of getting a negative comment, now if I don't get any, which I rarely do, that's amazing and I feel good. But if I happen to get the oddball one, then
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's because my reach is extended to a point where even the naysayers want to chime in. And so I'm going to take that from now on as a compliment that I am making a difference. People are hearing it, even if I irritated them for some unknown reason.
Yeah.
It made an impact. They still heard something I said. So it's like,
Yes.
okay, all right. How can I flip that coin?
Right? I like that. And let's just, when we're writing comments, my plea to everyone, we're writing comments, can we just stop and think and say, hey, if somebody said this to me, how would I feel? I'm not saying you have to like our content. By all means, you
No.
can absolutely despise our content if that's what you feel, but you don't have to be mean about it.
Yeah. Some people just that, there's just this desire to lash out.
Yeah.
You feel like the world has been unfair, and anyone who seems to be in any way better off or pretending to be better off than you is like worthy of a slam. And, you think it makes, I speak to you, whoever you are out there.
Yes.
You think it makes you feel better when you do that, but you're actually hurting yourself
Yeah.
because the kind of energy you put out is the kind of energy you're getting back. And if you're putting that kind of energy out into the world on a regular basis, and your life still sucks, there's kind of a reason for that. So
Yeah.
finding a way to break that cycle is going to really, you're going to feel better in the
Yeah.
end. So just know when you're done making nasty comments, you can feel better and have a much better life. And it starts with, switching that around. Try to make one or two really nice comments. Genuine. Just try,
Yeah.
see how it feels. You might even get a thank you.
Right. And when you would do those nice comments to people, I mean, I know they always make me feel better. And then you see the smile on the person's face. I mean, sometimes when you're commenting, you can't see the smile, but you can imagine the smile on the person's
Yes.
face. And smiles are infectious,
Hmm.
right?
You're literally shifting the energy in the world, including your own, when you choose to be nasty or you choose to be kind. It's
Yeah.
just a difference. It's, whatever you want to call it. I really do believe in the butterfly effect. If you go out and smile at someone and they smile at 10 more people that day, you've already had an exponential effect. Like, just remember how, like, if you
Yeah.
shifted their energy in the morning, you've really changed the whole day. It's actually amazing. I was talking to my brother last night, and he had some really great news about a new job and a new move that he was really excited about. And I just got so excited that he was excited, like it's not even my
Yes.
life.
It's
And
so infectious.
I was like, this is amazing. I was like, bro, you made my month, literally. Like, just hearing someone in that really happy space super perked me up. Now, other people could be, I mean, I could have gone like, oh, damn, he gets a new house, and oh, okay, he's got a new job, and well, don't the stars just align for him? Isn't that always nice? And like, or I could
Right.
be like, oh my God, I am genuinely, it's amazing. I'm so excited for you. And I'm going to let this buoy me up. And so the energy changes around me. The
Yeah,
people I talk
exactly.
to feel a different energy than if I was just like, oh my God.
Yes, exactly. I'm sorry. I just have to change my camera and show everybody how cute he's being
Oh,
right
please
now. I
do.
just I just have to. I'm trying
Please.
not to bug him as I do this.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh,
Like
such pretty
I'm
eyes.
pretty sure that everyone would
Oh.
just rather look at my cat than me. So
Oh.
there you go. There's
Oh. And which one is
Neo.
this one? Neo. And
This
he's the
is
one with
Neo.
only three legs.
He is. This is his only front paw
Oh.
right there.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
yeah.
Well,
So I
he still
just
seems to be able to jump and climb.
oh, it does not slow him down at all.
Wow.
Which is kind of the ending of his book.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
love that.
And that he
Oh,
needs
that's so
treats right meow.
beautiful. He's like, hey, I'm gonna start hitting you in the face here in a minute.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
There we go, Meow.
That's so
Sort of
true.
angled it for you.
Oh, I
But
know. Oh, I just love the animals make such a difference in my life. And not everyone's an animal person, but I mean, I learned, I didn't think, oh, I need an emotional support animal, but I kind of discovered that I do. I mean, I can fly without my dog. That's okay. Like, just if you need it, that's fine too. But I'm just saying, um, when my old dog passed away, I was just devastated. I'd had him since like school. He was 15 and a half for a big dog.
Aw.
That was really crazy. And,
Yeah.
and, and still not miserable when he died. Like, it was the right time for him. I was totally at peace with it. And I was just like, I can't go through that kind of grief again. I mean, I cried so much more for my dog than
So
my
hard.
grandma, than my uncle. Like,
Oh, me too.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it just completely. And So I went for 6 months. I was content with in peace with his passing, but I was just so depressed. But I didn't know why. I didn't put the two together really.
Yeah.
And then a little this little my first schnauzer wandered into my life. It was like literally a stray with no tags and no chips, and
Aw.
um, couldn't find the family. And within like 3 days, my depression just lifted. And I was
Yeah.
like, that I have so learned now that I just need animals and animals need me. You know, that
Right.
somehow I was wired to relate to them, and it just brings me
Exactly.
so much joy. I was almost late for this show because I was busy cuddling my newest rescue. He's 11 and he's a little mini schnauzer, and he's just for an old man, he is so energetic and full of joy, and he loves to cuddle. So almost like a
Oh,
cat.
yes. I
Like he'll put,
love
you know how
that.
cat will put a paw on your shoulders and
Yes.
like put their head here. Well, this dog does that when I'm just I was like, we can't have three dogs right now. I can't handle it. And I
I
heard
have
he's a
three dogs.
barker. And then I went down to meet him because someone had told us about him, and he gave me a hug, and I'm like, oh,
Now you
okay.
have to take them home.
I can't even say no.
Right? I know,
It's
exactly. Actually, we
beautiful.
just took the puppy. He's a year and a half now. We just took the puppy to the vet this morning to get his nails trimmed.
Oh,
91 pounds.
oh, the puppy.
That is the puppy.
Oh, I thought mine was heavy at 19.
No, 91 pounds. And he doesn't realize how big he's gotten, so he still will just sit on top of you. But he's very cuddly. Oh, there's my other kitty giving
Oh,
kisses.
so much
Oh.
joy. And what's his name?
This one is Smokey. She
Smokey.
is a big fluffy terror. I love her, but she is the troublemaker out of all the cats. Yeah.
Of course, of course. That's amazing.
I could
So
totally just
beautiful.
make a podcast talking about my animals all day long.
You
Like I
seriously
just
should. You seriously should. And there's some people who can't have animals who love animals. Like they have a spouse or a partner who is totally
yes.
allergic, and they're so sad because they can't have a pet. So
No, they
yeah.
can live
Or
vicariously through mine. They have their own
there you
TikTok,
go.
guys. 4 cats, 3 dogs. That's their TikTok,
Wow.
and they're adorable. So
Oh my gosh.
check them
Okay, four
out.
cats, three dogs. I'll have to check that out. Yes. And or you can literally work with, at the shelter. I know we have such a great one. And
Yes.
it's just I just feel I've always felt that when I'm bringing comfort to an animal, well, I get comfort when I bring comfort to an animal. So
Yes.
when, even just go to the shelter and just pet and play with them, stuff, just
Exactly.
basics even.
Yeah, my
Um,
kid wants to volunteer at our shelter, but you have to be 18. So
oh,
he's just waiting a year and a half more and he can go do
I
it.
can't believe that. That's amazing. He has to be 18.
Yeah.
But wow, there might be some private ones that would let him.
Potentially, yeah, yeah. Just
Yeah.
the one that we've adopted all of our kitties through. So
Yes.
over there.
So this would be a good time to tell you about my new book because there's a dog in
This
it.
would be perfect.
Because my new book, which isn't even the core of my brand, but I'm so in love with it, and
I'm in love with it, and I just found out about it. So
it's called Chair of Joy. It has a
perfect.
big fancy chair, and it has a dog right in the middle.
He's so cute too. I love the like 1 ear up, 1 ear down. My puppy,
Oh,
the 91 pound, that's how his ears are all the time. One is up, one is flopped over, and it's the cutest thing.
oh my gosh, no, that's the best. What kind of puppy is he?
He is a shepherd mixed with a little bit of husky.
Oh, no wonder he's so big.
Yes.
No
And
wonder
he's
he's so big.
so smart. He'll like want something that's under the couch. I'm like, you have other toys, but he wants that one. That's not, and he knows exactly where it
He knows
is. And
exactly. So smart.
yeah.
Oh,
So tell us more, Chair of
okay.
Joy.
Yeah, so Chair of Joy. So his name is Potts. I have no idea why. It's just how his name came out, and his name is Potts. So I wrote this in association with an organization called Joyely, JOYELY.com. Like I walk joyily along, I guess.
Okay.
And they have a program that actually has a chair that tours the country. They have a grown-up size fancy chair, and they have kids chairs,
Oh,
and they tour the country, and they teach Cheryl Lynn, who's the founder, teach adults and kids like a 1 minute process where you sit in the chair and you basically realign your energy. You go into your happy space. You pull yourself
oh,
out of any negative emotions. And so, and I could even share it if we want to today or next
Yeah,
time.
I think
But
that's a good
so,
idea. It goes with
yeah,
your thing, your
right.
book.
And then the book is basically a story of that. So yeah, so maybe we should do that. I don't know if we can do it with cats, but we'll try. We'll try. So this is great. We don't even they can be in the camera. All right.
Yep.
So for 60 seconds or less, we'll do this chair of joy and joyly.com. And it's the technique is sit, breathe, think, feel. That's it. So even
Okay.
kids can do that.
That sounds
Um,
easy. Although I
yeah,
know
so
sounding and
shifting your
doing are
energy. Yes,
different.
it is actually easy.
Okay.
So you sit still. If you can, you close your eyes. Sit, breathe. So take a couple deep breaths, kind of get grounded, not worry about the show, not worry about anything. Just if anyone's watching, they can that wants to, they can join with us. Take another deep breath. As a bonus, just one more. So sit, breathe. Now it's think. So now in your imagination or your memory in your mind, think of a time in your life. Now, last year, 20 years ago, when you were a kid, any time in your life where you experienced so much joy, where you just really had joy. There might have been a people involved in that. There could have been a place involved in that or an event. But just pick one thing and remember what that was like. So we've done sit, breathe, think. Now we're going to do the last one, which is feel. And now feel that joy all in your body. Feel that positive energy. Feel in your chest or your heart or your stomach, wherever that is, how good it felt to be in that sort of happy, happy space. Not a lot of cares, just really happy. And then when you're ready, you can just open your eyes.
Hmm.
And that's it.
That is super fast and easy. What do you think, Mia?
So, did you have any particular thought or memory?
There was a few actually that popped into my
Nice.
head. Yeah. So, getting married was
Nice.
one.
Yes. Awesome. That's
Um,
perfect.
we went on vacation to Cuba in January, so that popped into my head.
Nice.
Yes.
That's so good. And I even had one today that I hadn't had before, which was as a kid. It was just this weird picture. I get these like photographic memories of running through the park to get to the carousel. Remember those things?
Oh yeah, yeah.
What do we call those things? I can't
It's
remember.
a
The
carousel,
spinny things.
the merry-go-round.
Merry-go-round. Yes.
Yeah.
Good gosh. Right. I never see them anymore. So it's like to running to the merry-go-round, just like screaming and running and like having so much fun. It's
Oh,
like when
that's
you really
awesome.
didn't have a care in the world, right?
Yes.
So, but not only do we sometimes depends on where people are at. We've had like grown adults cry in the chair, or we've had grown people come in with like really grumpy,
Mm.
and their friends are like, "Oh, just do it," and they leave smiling. It's really amazing. It's really transformational. We've taken it to like Times Square. We've taken it. I've toured with her to a lot of different locations where we take the
Mm.
chair and we do this in public places. So very fun. And so when I right after I had first met her and first done the process, I was on a plane, and that's how the book was born. And the book is about it's a fairy tale story about chairs of joy, and it basically starts with a really, it's pretty, but it's a really dark
It's very
castle.
dark. Yeah. It
Yeah,
looks
and
like
it's
a
like
scary story.
yeah, and it says there's a kingdom not far away, king, queen. Queen had a little boy, the king had a little princess, and they all lived together, but they were all sad and they had no joy and they had no smiles. And then the kind of mystery is, and see the family is all very serious and
Very
not happy.
bland. Yeah.
Yes. And the mystery is that they have no smiles and they have no chairs, which means that everything they do, they have to like sit on the floor in this big cold stone
Okay.
castle. They have to sit on the floor, and the kids have to play on the floor, and the dog can't sit on, anywhere comfortable. They're all very
Aw.
happy. And then a magical guest comes, which is actually based on Cheryl in the bringing the chair and the process, and everyone in the house gets a chair of joy. And it's basically helping kids understand that you can shift your energy on your own. It's sort of like, it's self talk, self therapy. You can just do this
Yeah.
anytime, anywhere. So if you could do it in a magic chair, and it kind of, it shows the magic. It's kind of like they're climbing up in the chairs and they see
Yeah,
magic
yeah.
happening. Um, that, when they do this process in the chair, they can then pick any chair at home that they want to do it. And kind of that becomes their chair of joy. Or you can go anywhere, anytime. You can, in your imagination, always have your chair of joy. So if they can do, like a 1 minute reset, or sometimes even faster,
Hmm.
and we do this with kids all over the country, they it can really be a better alternative to like timeout, to a negative thing like you go sit and think about it. It can really be about, wow, what if you get to go sit in your chair of joy and just feel so much better. So that's the gist of the story, and the general technique involved. And of course, by the end, and they've all learned how to sit in their chairs of joy, and they all very much more
Smiling.
happy, and the castle has turned into a very cheery place.
Oh, I love that. And the art is great.
Yeah, the art is wonderful, really wonderful. I had so much fun designing that with a fantastic gal in Paris, and she was just spectacular to work with. Really young, brilliant artist. So if anyone else is looking for someone, you can always reach out to me. Her name's I just wanted to pronounce it right because it's
Yes.
Kaya Bagamaz. So she's actually an immigrant to Paris,
Oh,
and
cool.
really is incredibly gifted and doing so many things with art there. So she's
Hmm.
fantastic, and I know she'd be interested if anyone else is looking for illustrations. And she's a
Yes.
very wide range of talent. Like this was kind of and this is all originally generated. So in a lot of kids' books, for the art, because it's so easy these days to kind of cut and paste and drag and drop the
Hmm.
digital elements in, right? Which is great.
Yes.
This is all, digitally drawn, but all actually original hand drawn. And you can just tell. I mean, even the chair, you can see everything has still that sort of artistic,
Yes.
authentic touch to it, which is just a nice treat, actually.
Yeah, I
So,
like it. That's
yeah.
awesome.
So that is
Oh,
that.
and
That's
where
how
do
that.
people get it?
Yes. So on Amazon is the easiest place, of course, although it's also some in bookstores. So you can just look up Chair of Joy book, or Live for Joy, which is my old book, or you could type in my name, Anne Scottlin. And if you're just listening, it's ANNE SCOTTLIN, and pick it up there. There's hardcovers and softcover version, but the hardcover is just really nice. Like we never make
Yeah.
as much. You always make less on the hardcover,
You
but
do, you
it's
do.
definitely the premium product.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And the digital
And it's
version.
funny because like I've had people go, "Whoa, the hardcover's so much more. You must make more." I'm like, no. It's because it costs
No.
so much more to make.
Yes, exactly. That's the problem. Yeah, we make more on the digital one.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
definitely the better one.
Yeah.
But so that
And
was really fun. Again, just even though I'm moving, my brand is less 100% focused on emotional wellness now and more about giving back, which is really,
mm,
see how that actually fits in
it
really
totally does.
seamlessly.
I
It
have
does.
cat fur in my mouth now.
That's the thing about cat fur. Like that really happens with dogs occasionally, but
It's true, but it
cats,
gets
it's just kind of
all over.
floats everywhere, right? I know. Well, and I'm lucky because all my dogs are, well, mini schnauzers, the three of them, they're all rescues, but they're crossbred with like other things.
Hmm.
Like 100 years ago, they were crossbred with poodles, so
Oh,
they
okay.
don't shed, so they're
Oh,
like
I have
a.
so much fur. I was just sweeping up all the floor the fur this morning.
I
So
had a Roomba when
much.
I had my lab. I'm like,
Ugh,
it
I
just was set
wish
to run
because
every day.
the puppy would just destroy it. He would think it
Oh,
was a
I'm sure that
toy
a
and he would just jump
95
all over
pound
it.
puppy. Are you kidding?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
so
there's no
sweet
way.
though. He's so sweet, so smart.
Oh, what's his
Um,
name?
Zen,
Zen. I love it. How
Zen.
adorable. So a
He
big giant dog named Zen.
Yep. And he's so hyper because he's a puppy, right? So he's not very zen.
Wow. How big is he going to get?
Well, I mean, he's a year and a half now, so I can't imagine he'll get too much bigger. Maybe a
Yeah,
little
but
bit, but
fill out maybe a little bit. He'll probably break 100 easy.
yeah, yeah. Well, and
Yeah,
that's what it is. He's been filling out more. He
yeah.
when he was like 6, 7 months old, he looked like a scrawny coyote.
Yeah, right. I know. Because it's just like all long and tall.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Oh, so cute. Check him out on Four Cats, Three Dogs on TikTok.
yes. I can't wait to get off the show so I can get on TikTok.
So, speaking of TikTok and social media in
Yes.
general, where do people follow you?
Yes. So, I'm actually not super active on TikTok, which is a crime. And then I was about to get active on TikTok, and then I wasn't sure if TikTok was going to still exist. So I was like, okay,
I
give me a
know.
couple more months. I'm just going to like bide my time before I build a whole new platform. But I'm going to be there. So, but Instagram is really big. Twitter is my oldest one, and it's huge. So Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, pretty much anywhere except for TikTok. But I think I have an account there, but there's nothing to really see.
Yeah, that's how
So
mine
getting
started.
on
I just
TikTok,
started like watching everyone else, and then I'm like, well, if I'm gonna be on here, I might as well
might as well post something. Yes, might as well post something. And then if you just want to see more about what I'm offering around social entrepreneurship, you can hop on my website, and that's just anscottlin.com. And
post.
I'm going to
Awesome.
have a new like 5 week challenge class. It's really easy. It's like 90 minutes for 5 weeks. All the do's and hows, and how can you give back, to humanitarian cause, to environmental cause. How can you create a program and make it profitable and sustainable? So it's just a
Hmm.
different model from traditional not-for-profits, which do
Okay.
incredibly good work, but they've become so big and so competitive, and like graduates, people with masters and PhDs in it can hardly get jobs. It's very, very
Wow.
tough. And they're all competing for the same dollars from governments.
Yes, exactly.
So if you can, there's a new model, I believe there's a new model that will carry us forward where anyone can get involved with smaller projects. And that's
Yeah.
where the real impact will be. And then taking that global. So you're teaching other people in anywhere in the world to do the same thing. That's really, I think that's a very empowering option and fun, because hey, if you have anything to be depressed about, this could really help. Because if you're the kind of person who likes to create, innovate, lead, you don't have to be famous, you don't have to be an influencer. Quite honestly, you have to have very little time or money to start making an impact. It's pretty surprising how much can happen in a really short time. So if that's anything that appeals to you, shout out anytime. I'll give you my personal email, which is contact@anscotland.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being on the show again.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
And be sure to check out the other episode. We delve a lot more into the you're growing up and more of that
Hmm.
kind of super
Yes,
conservative and coming out of that. So
yes,
if you
and going
wanted, if
into
you're like,
Hollywood
hey,
and
you
like
didn't
that whole
talk about it.
journey.
Yeah.
I didn't even
It's
talk
because
about acting. Yeah.
it's because we talked about it in the other
Yes.
episodes. You gotta go
Yes. So
back.
just Google the name. There you go. Find it
Yeah,
on the show.
that's right. And then hit the like and subscribe button. All
Amazing.
right. So thank you so much. And we're
Thank
gonna
you.
and I'm sure we will see you again another time.
I hope so. I hope so. It's always so fun to be here with you and the cats.
Yes, yes. They have now left my lap.
Now
They're
that the show's over.
exactly now that the show's over, they have left me. They're like,
Bye.
okay, well, I'm not a big star anymore. You're not talking about me. Bye.
Right. So true. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much.
As always, thank you so much for the amazing guests that we have on the show. Be sure to check out their links down in the description below. If you want to support the channel, go ahead and check out our merch store. We've got some very cool things on there. That's my favorite. Sorry, I'm busy ending the stigma. But there's some other very cool designs. 10% of the proceeds always goes back to the Canadian Mental Health Association. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at RB Media because we have some great new shows coming up and you never want to miss any of those episodes. And remember, the only way to end the stigma of mental health is to speak openly and honestly. Bye.